Sup guys, Mooky here, and I'm back with What If Izuku Had Cloud Strife's powers. This is part 15. In the last part, Izuku got higher up in the matches, defeated Shoto in a tie-breaking match, and also beat Tifa as well, with his next opponent either being Bakugo or Cecil. Well, with that said, let's get into this. As Izuku is leaving the arena, Tifa is met with Ochaco as she wonders, "Hey Ochaco, what are you," as she says, "We need to talk. Don't mind if we can talk in private?" As Tifa's confused and just agrees. As for the next match is between Bakugo and Cecil. As Cecil says, "Let's have an honorable and fair match, Bakugo." As Bakugo says, "Whatever, I'm just gonna kill you anyway." As Cecil is surprised, saying, "He really does have that really bad temper." Izuku was not kidding. As the match begins, the fight, Cecil goes into his light sides and shoots out a moon satellite attack, with shooting blasts of light energy right at Bakugo as Bakugo dodges these attacks. Cecil realized that his reaction speed is pretty well. As he floats up in the air, creates his spear blade, and was about to hit Bakugo in the air as he dodges, and Bakugo shoots an explosion onto Cecil's back. However, Cecil is able to dodge this easily. By kicking Bakugo right through the gut before switching to his dark side and landing on the ground. As Cecil uses his dark spear and creates a volley of small dark orbs to hit Bakugo in the air. As Bakugo heads back down and lands, he soon sees that Cecil is preparing a giant dark ball and throws it at Bakugo. And Cecil says, "Try and catch this, Bakugo," and throws it at him. As Bakugo realizes that it's pretty powerful, he has to release almost all of his explosive power into one explosion to send it right back at him. Soon after, he does just that. As Cecil realized, easy, switches to his light form and says, "Lunar slash!" As a blade of pure light cuts through the giant orb easily and hits Bakugo, almost pushing him out of the ring. As he says, "Damn, I'm going. You're dead. You got that, you half and half bastard. You white-haired half and half." As Cecil was already, "It's over, Bakugo." As Bakugo surprised, "How?" and Cecil pushes him out with the back end of his spear, knocking him out of bounds. As Cecil is the winner. As Bakugo surprised, "How? Just how? How the hell did I lose to you? I was supposed to be the one to take down Deku, not you." As Cecil says, You're quite strong, Bakugo. You're great in battle, and your versatility with your quirk is pretty well done. However, all you can do is explosions. You focus more on keeping your opponents at bay or trying to deal more damage to them up and close. If you've learned martial arts, then maybe you had a chance to beat me." As Bakugo is pissed off, as Cecil walks off, "You damn bastard!" Just you wait. I'll beat you and Deku. I'll beat every last one of you bastards. As Cecil leaves. As for during this match, Tifa was confronting Ochaco, asking if she liked Izuku, as she was basically flustered, shy, and was trying to dodge the question. However, Tifa wasn't having it and says, "Please be honest. We're friends after all." After that, she started saying, "Yeah, I started liking him." So it was during the entrance exam and also during the USJ. I mean, how can I not? He's strong-willed and he's always willing to help me out. How can I not like him? Soon after, Tifa always said that she's always looked up to Izuku, even before he had his quirk. Always strong-willed and always willing to give it his all, and never giving up. Sure, he was a bit of a crybaby back then, but even back then, he was always still headstrong. That's what I like. I even remember the promise he said to me. As Ochaco began wondering, what's that promise? As she tells him, it's a secret, just between the two of us. As she gets a little bit mad and puffs her face up a little bit, saying no fair. After that, the two began laughing, saying, then we'll have to confess. And whoever he chooses, no hard feelings, right? As Tifa says, right. Let the best lady win. As she says, likewise. Soon after, Izuku is preparing for his match against Cecil. As he's wondering, Cecil, he's strong. Really strong. Unlike Todoroki, he doesn't have any hope. He doesn't hold back with his quirk whatsoever. It's almost like he's mastered it almost to a T, to perfection. I wonder, can his old wooden sword handle such a powerful quirk? Or even, in fact, can it handle One For All and Mako at the same time? As he begins noticing tons of cracks through the giant wooden blade. But thinks of it later, as he now heads to the arena. As he begins seeing, Tifa, Uraka, what are you guys doing here? As the two of them says, after the match, even if you win or lose, can we talk to you in private? As Izuku says, sure, but don't know how long the match is going to be. Because, personally, I'm going to enjoy fighting against Cecil, if anything. As he soon leaves, the two girls have no idea, want to cheer for Izuku as much as they can, but they also want to cheer for Cecil, who is also their friend as well. As Izuku makes it to the ring alongside Cecil, soon after both stopping, Cecil soon says, Izuku, give it everything you got against me. I don't want you holding back whatsoever. As Izuku saying, likewise, the same goes for you, Cecil. I don't want to beat the class rep of class 1B so easily. As to that, Midnight tells the two boys to begin. After that, Izuku goes at full speed head on, with Cecil doing the same thing, and transforms into it and switches to his light form. As the two clash with both their blades, as a small shockwave through the arena erupts, they begin thinking, this is crazy. First, the last match between Midoriya with that girl from Class 1A was crazy. So, and the same thing is happening with the class rep of Class 1B, Harvey. I'm wondering if this kid Midoriya is able to push everyone past their limits. As all the heroes began cheering for the two prodigal boys. As as a fury of attacks between both their blades hit each other over and over again. However, Izuku is getting the upper hand because Cecil's attacks may be faster, but they're not stronger. As he begins realizing he needs to switch to his dark form, as Izuku begins thinking, as he uses his bladed spear to stop his attack easily without even trying. As he says, "Wait, how?" As Cecil counters, he attacks Izuku by shooting a blast of darkness from his blade, knocking him back almost to the other side. As Izuku powers up and screams out, "Braver!" and creates a small crater in the arena, but Cecil was able to dodge easily and shoot a small volley of dark orbs at Izuku. However, Izuku generates more Mako energy by using One for All at the same time, and hits these orbs everywhere, keeping them from him easily. As Izuku soon gets back into his battle stance. After that, as Cecil realized, I need to switch up my strategy. Soon after, his darkness begins flowing through his body, as he says, "It's time to end this. Time to burn!" As he soon smashes his spear down to the ground, as flames erupt, as flames begin shooting right at Izuku, began getting crazy. However, Izuku takes this as a challenge and powers up his beam blade, but then using One for All to increase the power, as One for All, beam blade, and strikes it, and the blade, bigger than its normal size, basically dispersed the dark flames easily. As Cecil's surprised, he's had this much power, and he really is something else. As he switches to his light form and floats up into the air, as he says, "You're really strong, Midoriya. I can really see why all the fights against you have pushed people past their limits." As Izuku saying, "You're doing the same thing to me, Cecil. You've had it easy until now." As Cecil says, "I don't think so. Everyone else I fought have given it their all as well. If I'm going to win this, I'm not just winning this for myself. I'm winning this for all the people I have defeated so far. Yaoyorozu, Ashido, Bakugo, all of them. They will all of them that have lost to me, I'll win this for them as well. It's only natural. Don't you agree?" As Izuku realized, saying, "Everyone else that lost to me, I'll win this for them as well. If they can't win this, then I'll win it for them, not as a sense of pity, but as a sense of respect. Just like you, Cecil." As the two smile, Cecil says, "Then I guess it's time for us to end this." As light energy begins swarming around his body, it almost seems like he teleported. As soon he's right behind Izuku, as he says, "It's over." As soon after, he pierces him with a light attack that actually suspends his body, as Izuku can't even move, and drops his wooden sword. As Cecil begins pushing Izuku as fast as he can across the area, while also slicing up his UA gym uniform as well, with each strike moving faster than light, as people can barely even track Cecil's movements before Izuku being pushed back down to the arena, and then coughing up a little bit of blood in the process. As everyone sees this, thinking that Izuku is down for the count. As Cecil soon lands, and with somewhat of grace, as Cecil says, "This match is over, Izuku. It's time for us to end this." As Izuku gets back up with all of his might, as he says, "What? How?" As Izuku grabs his wind sword and says, "I'm not going to give up so easily. You got that, Cecil? Come on. Give me everything you got." Cecil, surprised, but is also glad that his friend, the one person that he truly sees as his one rival here, is truly given everything he's got. He smiles at this and says, "Fine. I guess I have to if it means beating you." As Izuku channels almost all of One For All and his Mako energy throughout his body and his sword, as he's preparing for his last move, his finishing touch, swinging his sword over his head, but even faster and a lot more stronger, creating gusts of winds that everyone in the arena can feel. As Cecil realized, he's really serious on beating me this way. I guess not even my darkest attacks could even, not even using my dark attacks could beat him this way, or any of my other light attacks. As Cecil realized, I have to do this. I have to push myself past my limits. As Cecil soon shifts from dark to light, dark and light once more, over and over again, but faster and faster, as it almost feels until he feels both light and darkness together flowing through both his body, both on his right and one on his left. As the darkness is flowing on his right side and his light is flowing on the left. As he realized that I have light and darkness become one with me. As everyone in Class 1B sees this and thinks, Cecil is really giving everything he's got. I've never seen him this serious before. As even everyone in Class 1A sees this, as Izuku's powers begin flowing even more greater. And soon after, Cecil soon screams out, "I can turn darkness into hollow light. Behold my quirk's true power. Light and darkness, cast a line." As the light begins as both his blades, he crosses them together, as pure energy begins engulfing each and every one of them. As Izuku soon screams out, "That's it, Cecil. Give me everything you got. It wouldn't be a true fight of us breaking our limits if we don't give it everything we got in this fight." As he says, "I agree, my friend." As Izuku screams out, "Finishing touch!" As a giant tornado of pure energy and blades is launched right at Cecil. Soon after, Cecil soon screams out, "Light and darkness, cross slash!" And an X blade mark that's almost as large, that's just as large as the giant tornado of energy, also made of pure light and darkness, also hits it as well. Soon after, a giant shockwave hits the entire arena, just like as everyone braces themselves for such a powerful attack. As President Mike says, "Seriously, again? This is crazy!" As Aizawa says, "You have no idea." Soon after, the dust settles, as there's almost basically nothing left of the arena after what just happened. However, both Cecil and Izuku are standing tall, as both as Cecil blades soon disappear, and then begins going to his knees and coughing up a little bit of blood. As for Izuku, his wooden sword is basically obliterated. Nothing left of it, actually, besides just the handle. And realized it looks like I've won. And before that, he soon falls face first to the ground and can't even move. As for Cecil, he stands back up even after what just happened. Cecil is the one who wins the sports festival, and Midnight calls it as Cecil puts his fist in the air. However, just after that, he also lands face first to the ground as well. Even though he won, he still collapsed as well, with everyone screaming out, "Damn, I didn't expect that UA kids could have this." Now, I was expecting quite a bit from Class 1A, but from somebody from Class 1B to give it everything they got, this is unexpected. As they all said, we should thank that kid, Izuku Midoriya. I can tell he has the knack for bringing out people's true abilities at the end, forcing them to break past their limits, to limit break. And not only that, this is Izuku's second time being in the infirmary, but this time it's way more serious. After getting healed by Recovery Girl again, and Cecil being the same way, they are able to make it to the award ceremony. However, Izuku was stopped by Ochaco and, Tifa as well, as he said, "Alright, hey Cecil, I'll catch up. Can you tell everyone else that I'll be there in a bit?" As Cecil says, "Of course. Don't take too long though, Izuku." As he rushes, he soon asks, "Okay, so what did you girls want to talk about?" As the girls begin saying, "Izuku, we have something to tell you." As he says, "Okay, shoot." The two girls begin saying, "We're in love with you." As Izuku begins thinking, "Okay, did I just hear that right?" As they both say again that they're in love with him, and they were wondering who would he choose to fall in love with. As Izuku's mind is just going crazy that two girls are confessing their love to him, as he's had girls confess their love to him before, but he just hasn't cared because most of them don't even know who he is as a person. However, these two girls, Ochaco Uraraka and Tifa Lockhart, one being a girl who cares about him deeply, and the other being his childhood friend who just came back into his life, which is basically causing his brain to go overload, as he gets saying, "I can't choose." As both girls saying, "What? I just can't choose. I mean, you both are awesome and amazing, but I can't choose between either of you." As they begin saying, "I guess that's to be expected." Yep. As he's saying, "Wait, what do you mean?" As Tifa says, "You've always been like this. When it comes to stuff like this, you've never been one to always be clear. But we can wait. Or better yet, you could spend time with each and every one, with one of us once a day, and see who you like the most." As Ochaco says, "That's good for me too." I agree with that. So, as the two girls shook hands and said, may the best woman win, and walk off as Izuku says, don't I get a choice in this? As he feels, what did I get myself into? With his head down, it says, this is such a pain. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I actually enjoyed making this one quite a bit. This one was my favorite, especially making the script. It was kind of fun. At any rate, hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and also leave a comment down below. Love to read it. At any rate, this is Mooky signing out. Later.